Hey guys, what's up? It's the boy Smokey. A couple days ago, I did a YouTube short, speaking about Oda not allowing if, that it would be a travesty for Oda to allow the story to finish without allowing the Monkey D family to have a team up. And when you look at it, it would be kind of crazy. I mean, the story could actually finish without it ever happening, and I definitely will be cool with that. But when you look at it, those three teaming up would actually make a lot of sense because of what the three of them represent. These three are, as Helbert would say, they're kind of a family. When you think about the monkey family, and they're famous and infamous. Famous through Gap being the hero of the Marines, the face of the Marines, the poster guy of the Marines, and then infamous with, Monkey D. Dragon, who is the face of the Revolutionary Army, that the most dangerous faction to in the eyes of the world government, since it's the only faction that actually challenges the world government. I mean, pirates don't necessarily challenge the world government and the Marines, but the Revolutionary Army make it their business to actually, you know, try and overthrow the world government, by dispelling their influences throughout the world. And then you have Luffy, who is, who is another infamous member of the family, who is now a Yanko, who built up his reputation, you know, taking down warlords, declaring war against the world government, breaking in and breaking out of Impel Down. His antics at the War of the Best, taking out Duffy, uh, you know, beating Kaido, all of these things that he's accomplished over the 2 years that he's been known in the world for pirating. It would be crazy when you look at it that these three don't actually make a team up. Don't actually team up, I should say, because these three are guys who has strong resolve, and people might be saying it could be used in the debate that we haven't seen what Dragon can do. Is Roger strong? We know Luffy and Garp are strong because we've seen them, throughout this. We've been seeing Luffy constantly fighting and doing stuff since he's the main protagonist, and we've seen Garp, now and again, participating in liquor battles or fights, whatever you want to call it. So we know what those two are capable of, but we haven't seen Dragon. And look, Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, and to be the leader of the Revolutionary Army, you have to be somebody who not only has big kahunas, but somebody who's definitely strong. Because you, as I said, you're taking on the world government, and we know what the world government is capable of. Hell, look what they just did to Lulusia. They just off the whole island. They just made an island, put an island straight into a spam folder and deleted it. Whoop. So what you think? If you're gonna take on the world government, you have to be strong. And I'm putting it out there. He has Conqueror's Haki as well. Yeah, I said it. He has Conqueror's Haki, and he has a devil fruit. We don't know what it is, but he does have a devil fruit, and he does have Conqueror's Haki, because when Garp said back in Marineford that, well, he said that he's not surprised that Luffy has Conqueror's Haki, and you wonder why he's not surprised. But then you realize Garp has it, and then if Garp has it, that means Dragon has it, and then Luffy. So the way he said it, automatically when he said he's not surprised, that means he saw Dragon. He knows Dragon. He said it from seeing. What he observed previously, and Dragon probably he saw Dragon use it, so he knows Dragon have it. So he assumed that Luffy actually was supposed to have it as well, and we probably could assume that you could probably pass down Conquerors. I'm just kidding. You can't pass down Conquerors, but you have to have a strong mindset, a strong resolve to actually have that, the King's Haki as it's called. And those three have some of the strongest results in the whole story. You have Luffy wants to be the Pirate King, and he's not making anybody detour him from that goal. That's his goal, and he's sticking by it. And and he goes about it in his own way. It might be unorthodox, but it works for him. Dragon, he's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, as we said. He has some powerful subordinates under him. We have Sabo, Ivankov, Belobetti, and the other generals in the Revolutionary Army. He have all of these people under him. You expect him to be strong. You can't just expect to lead and you don't have that strength to back you. I mean, he's not like a buggy pussy who's just the face of the cross skill, but we know for a fact he's weak as hell. But still, this guy has to be a strong individual. He has to be powerful. And Garp, we know who Garp was. We know what he represents. Garp is 78 years old right now. And right now he's given his Kuzan, he's given him those hands. He just stepped into on Hachinosu with his black Air Forces laced right up, and he's just passing hands. It's just like it's another typical day. That's how he approaches stuff. Nothing is too much for Garp. And that's why he has that reputation, because he's that guy. And he became that guy because he fought against a lot of monsters. He fought against the likes of Shiki, Raja, Rux. So over the years of you fighting these guys, you have to be powerful. You have to be powerful. And we know that we are in the end game of the One Piece story. We know that for a fact. We know that we have to expect that at some point there's going to be some factions that will be teaming up to accomplish certain goals, certain missions, some that we probably could see happening, and then there will be others that will be like, how? Why? How is this possible? I mean, we already seen one with the cross skill, but this faction that I'm talking about, these three, it must happen. I could see it happening that in a way that we're basically in the final war against the Gorosei, the world government, the Celestial the Celestial Dragons, and they probably have their own army at Marijwa that they will be utilizing. Probably it might happen like this, that the Marines is split in half, where you have some of the Marines, not agreeing with the world government, and they decided to side against them, and then the other half is like, you know what? No, we're sticking with the winning team, which is the world government. We stick with them. So you will have so right there you will have an army, a partial army for the world government from the Marines, and then you will have another army which is the one that will be in alignment with Luffy and the revolutionary armies and stuff like that. And the other factions that will be fighting against the world government. And no surprise that if that actually happens, who would be the best person to actually lead that faction for the Marines? Gap. Who would be the best person to lead the pirates? Luffy. And who would actually be the one leading the Revolutionary Army? Dragon. So you see what I'm doing there? What I did there? It has to happen. That it definitely might happen. As I said earlier, there's a possibility that it doesn't happen, and I will actually still be happy with the story because it's a great story. Oda has been hitting us with bangers after bangers in this arc. I mean, he's a damn good writer, regardless of what others may think. And yes, we may have the whole controversy with the Wano arc and how it was, the pacing and all that stuff that people were complaining about. Yes, he probably could have did things a bit better in some aspects, but you know what? I think the writing now that he's doing, especially in Egghead, it's it's overshadowed the Wano arc completely. Of the rounds that probably was done in the Wano arc. So for a fact that going forward that the story is going to get even better. And as Oda said, we're in Endgame now. This is the final saga. All the major players are showing themselves right now. All the major players. This fight with Kuzan and Garp is probably a foreshadowing. It's just probably a foreshadowing of what could happen, what is to be, what is going to happen and stuff like that. Because, you could actually have, don't be surprised that you actually have Blackbeard teaming up with the world government. And if, as I said earlier, don't be surprised that there will be some factions that will actually team up and you'll be like, yes, you could actually see this happening. Like, well, it's not surprising, but it will have some factions you'll be like, how the hell is that possible? But with Blackbeard joining the world government, aligning with them, because this is Blackbeard we're talking about. This is a man that's always scheming, a man that always plotting, a man who's constantly trying to achieve some goal. This man doesn't sleep. So he's never, he's always up, he's always scheming, he's always thinking, he's always plotting. So he always has time to accomplish whatever the hell he wants to accomplish. This man would do what is necessary to achieve his goal. And I will repeat that. This man will do whatever it is, what is necessary to achieve his goal. Keep in mind that a few chapters ago, we saw Blackbeard speaking to Kobe, what his ambitions was, what his intentions was with Hachinusu, what he was trying to accomplish, that he was trying, he wants to have a seat at the world government's table, especially at the referee, who wants his island to be acknowledged as a country. That alone tells me Blackbeard has plans and intentions of going to Marijua. And if he does, and as I said, this man is always thinking, plotting, scheming. If he doesn't accomplish it, doesn't accomplish something, he always has some backup. He just thinks up a scheme just like that after flight. I won't be surprised if he tries to use them. If he comes to some resolve to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to use the world government to accomplish whatever little goal I have, and they will be so gullible that they will be like, well, we have a Yonko fighting for with us. They'll be gladly shake their hands with him. I mean, it won't be surprising for us readers because we've already seen Shanks strolling into Marijua, going before the Borussia and having a dialogue with them. What would be for them to have Blackbeard up there with them as well? I mean, they hell, they probably even pour coffee and give him crumpets to eat. You never know. This is the world government we're talking about. So, as I said, I could see that. I could see Blackbeard doing that. And as I said, the fighting with Kuzan and Gap is probably a foreshadowing, with Kuzan being representing the de facto the Marines who are actually on the wrong who are actually on the wrong side, and you have Gap who's actually on the right side. But when and it's gonna be a topsy turvy. It's going to be a topsy turvy. It's going to be a topsy turvy, and that's what I see. It could actually happen. I mean, you could comment, dislike this video. You could share your views about it. We could have a let's have a conversations in the comments. I'm always up for I love having healthy debates. I love criticisms. Um, once we could have a healthy debate, I'm all up for that. I hate when people, when we people debate and they start to get personal and they start calling people stupid and all these things. It's a major tool. I don't indulge in those kind of things. There's a lot of people. I mean, they have great ideas, but they don't have the best human. They don't have the best people skills to speak. To speak to people and getting out there what they want to say, or without being offended or feeling that, or without without they don't know how to say things without offending someone in a disrespectful way. Because sometimes you might disagree with me. I might say something and you might like it, and you might that person might just decide, okay, well, since I don't like it, you're stupid. But you didn't have to say that. You could have simply said, well, I disagree with you, and this is why. And you explain, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then we can agree to disagree respectfully. You have your opinion, I have mine. We still walk away with thinking about each other's reason, and we could accept that, and be like, well, this is his reasoning, and this is my reasoning. And, you could actually look at both sides and actually see, okay, he does make sense, she does make sense, it does make sense, and you'd still be like, okay, I could see this happening, but I still believe that my point is actually right, and you don't feel bad, but who knows? So as I said, you could comment, or whatever. You could share your views in the comments, what you think will actually happen, because listen, I believe this is going to happen. This is my belief. I And as I said, I might get some sticks for this. I might get cost out of for this. I probably might pop up in Reddit, uh, in the converse in a thread, in a Reddit thread. I probably might. Somebody probably might call, somebody in the community might call me crazy for thinking like this. I'm saying wishful thinking. You know, I know the possibilities of what could happen when you post a video like this. Yes, this is a controversial video. I said it. It's controversial. I said it. That's how I'm saying this other controversial thing. But and whether people want to believe it, they could call me crazy for saying this. But I believe that probably Buggy is related to Rocksteady Bet. I'm just saying that. That's what I think. Am I crazy? You could probably say that. Yeah, you could probably say I'm crazy for thinking that, but I'm not crazy. But I have my reasons for thinking like that. But that's for another discussion. Anyway, as I said, like, comment, share. I'll try to post more of these kind of vids. I'll try to post more shorts. So, and I have a TikTok page as well, but that I will try to share stuff on. That if I decide to post something that I don't want to put it over on Facebook. Not well, I said Facebook. On YouTube, it would be there. I would share it in my, I would share it in to my YouTube, and so that's it. Um, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.